And good morning. It's 7:03 on this Wednesday, February 24th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody. Welcome Wednesday morning, and we're glad to have you with us. Glad to be on the air for Cedar Stone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson. We've got Tina Winfrey this morning, who's right here live in studio to do the commercial, talk about Cedar Stone, talk about the weather, whatever. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
And how are you?
I'm well, and I'm loving the sunshine. I mean, I love winter, but I like a little sunshine, and we hadn't had that for a while. So
I think this is Bob McDonald weather.
Yes, it is. You are so correct.
That's one thing he and I have in common. We don't like cold weather.
Yeah, I think y'all talked about that last week.
About that
cold
nearly
weather.
all the time when it's cold. Has he shed his big winter coat yet?
Yeah, well, he did yesterday for
right.
Sure. So, and I'm sure it will be that way until, although they're talking about a little bit of cold coming with this next little rainstorm, but I don't think nearly as bad as last week.
Let's face it, winter's not over yet, but we enjoy the sunshine when we can get it. Tina Winfrey's Executive Vice President, Cedar Stone Bank, and we've talked several times about some of her job duties, job description. It's pretty much upstairs and behind the scenes, but she knows just about anything and everything that's going on at that bank. Maybe not who is in the office asking for a loan right this minute, but if that loan goes as far as upstairs, you know about it, don't you?
Yeah, I have coworkers, a little more than I know, but I know in general what's going on, so. And that's okay. I mean, that's.
We are over a month and Pete, you want to say something?
If she doesn't know, give her 2 minutes, she'll find out.
Thank you, Uncle Pete.
Oh, well, I was going to say we're over a month and a half into the new year, into 2021, and we've had last week. Things slowed down. Just to put it mildly,
right?
But we've survived, and a lot better than some people. People in Texas really had it rough.
Oh my goodness, and there's still, I didn't realize how many people in Middle Tennessee were struggling with some power and some water outages and things. I have some friends, and I didn't realize her daughter lost power for a few days. So, and then once she got power back, my friend lost water. So, and as of beginning of this week, she still didn't have water. So it's crazy. But we did, as a state as a whole, we did much better than some other places in this country. So, it is good. But I enjoyed the snow. It was a beautiful snow.
Yeah, that's true. But a warm day like yesterday and the sunshine like it's going to be today, I think it's a shot in the arm, and it gets people stirring around and maybe wanting to do something like open up a new checking account or borrow some money.
Yes. And I'm telling you, yesterday I was noticing the traffic. I think everybody was just dying to get out after being stuck at home and. Because of weather, I'd never seen so much traffic. It seemed like extra heavy yesterday, all during the day.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to be out, and I can just see the traffic down Main from the windows upstairs, and I'm like, man, that is a lot of traffic going on. And when I was headed home, even I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But it's good. Everybody's out and about, getting some sunshine. Everybody feels better once they've had some sunshine.
We talk an awful lot about growth here, and I no doubt at the bank you are dealing with growth. You're thinking growth in the next few years and what it's going to be like here and the change that's coming.
Right. I mean, our Middle Tennessee is still growing. I mean, the influx of people, so that just means there's growth for everyone, and yes, we are looking at. I mean, new accounts are coming in. Our existing customers are doing more things, maybe needing more money loan, or they're bringing more deposits in. So we are. Our bank is growing. Our staff is growing. We've had a couple of new staff members, so we are super excited about our future and we are ready for it.
It's not only here in Lebanon. Mount Juliet maybe has a little bit different kind of growth, but your Donaldson office, no doubt, it's experiencing growth itself and dealing with growth there in that part of Davidson
Right, because that's still a hot spot of growth there too. I mean, there's a lot of people moving into that area just because it's close to downtown, but not in downtown. Mm-hmm. So we're very fortunate to have 3 offices in 3 locations and communities that are growing and thriving and prospering. I mean, just look at all the different businesses and the building, and it's it's crazy. It's unbelievable when you step back and really look at it overall. But we are
I know
excited.
that Bob is much involved with the Hermitage and all that happens there, and the remembrances that there are of Andrew Jackson and his life and so on.
Yes.
And others of you included, have your civic duties that you're involved in. I'm not sure just what yours is right now.
Currently, I serve as the treasurer for the chamber, Lebanon Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. This is my second year of my 3-year term, so I'm excited about it. And do a quick plug, our annual banquet that's going to be a virtual is coming up March 1st, I believe, Monday night, because I had to reschedule it from all the crazy weather last week.
Right.
But we're excited about that. It'll be the swearing in of all the officers, and we have, they change out the board members every year periodically, so we're excited about that.
Well, I knew the bank was involved with the chamber. Bob has been president in the past, I think, but I didn't realize you were treasurer right now.
I am now treasurer.
So you are very much involved in the chamber.
I am. Yes, I am. Now, so I'm not sure how that happened, but anyway, it's okay. It's my honor to serve, and I'm excited that I can represent the bank and our community, and hopefully do my job just,
Well, if you do half as good a job there as you do at the bank, everything will be all right.
Thank you.
We usually close out by talking about the free checking that's available at Cedar Stone, and it's more than free checking. There's no cost to you, no minimum requirement in all of this to open your account, so
Correct.
on. But there's some perks that come with this that you don't get everywhere else.
No, I mean free bill pay, free online banking, free mobile banking, free remote deposit capture, mobile deposit capture, use your phone, deposit your checks, and free ATM usage anywhere in the world. We will cover those surcharge fees that the other banks charge. So
right.
we're
There's
super
actually
excited about it.
a charge for that, but you pick it up.
We pick it up, right.
Anywhere and everywhere in the whole world.
That is correct. We pick
and
it
I
up.
don't think every free checking account can say that.
I'm not sure either. I'm not so sure about that either, Coleman. So it's exciting, and we love it, and our customers love it. So it's wonderful.
It's a good way to get started to create that relationship.
Yes, it is. Yes, and we just ask everybody, if you've not been by, come by and just you're not obligated to do any business, but just come visit with us, check us out, and see what we're like. And everybody loves walking in our lobby. They're like, ooh, it feels so comfortable. It's like a lodge, so we're excited.
Thanks for being with us today.
Excellent.
I know it's going to be a nice day, and I hope even the rain that's coming is not going to be too upsetting.
Hopefully not. And I'm going to do one quick little plug,
right.
if Uncle Pete will let me take like 30 seconds of his time. The Girl Scouts couldn't sell cookies last weekend because of the weather. So they've been allowed to go an extra weekend. So it'll be this weekend and the next weekend. And we will have Girl Scouts Friday afternoon after school is out. And Saturdays, there will be one of the troops will be at our Lebanon location selling Girl Scout cookies.
Okay.
Out on the corner where our flagpole is. So just want to let everybody know, if you didn't get your cookies before the snowstorm, or you ate them all up during hibernation of snowstorm, come by and get some more.
And that is a fundraiser for them.
It'll also be at Uncle Pete's.
Oh,
yep, they're going to be out everywhere. So just to plug for them overall, they've been allowed to run an extra weekend because of the snow.
All right. Tina, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Tina
And
Winfrey, Executive Vice President, Cedar Stone Bank. Lebanon, Mount Juliet Donaldson, simple banking, simply better. We are 11 minutes after the hour, and he's already said a word or two. It's hard to keep him quiet, but here he is, the one and only Uncle Pete.
Good morning, Wilson County and the surrounding areas. This portion of your program today is being brought to you live and in Technicolor by the Lebanon Wilson County Veterans. Good morning, Coleman.
Good morning to you. Good to see you.
Oh, good to see anybody.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for the call.
I'm a card carrier now.
A card carrier.
Yep, I got both my shots. And
okay.
And I got the card to prove it.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Still wearing mask. Still got my mask with me and go and put it on about everywhere I go.
Yeah. And you carry your cell phone close by, too, I see.
Well, I had to turn it off. Somebody's been trying to call me since early.
What was it like last week for you? You and I have experienced a lot of
478 miles picking up employees, picking up veterans, picking up some elderly people that I know, taking them to the bank and taking them to the grocery store and taking them to Walmart to get their pharmaceuticals.
How about that?
I got a 4-wheel drive. I got 2 of them, actually. Our veterans program has a 4-wheel drive that someone gave us, and we use that. That's just my mileage, 449 miles. And, you know, you can't, if you work for Uncle Pete, you can't say, well, I'm snowed in. I say, give me your address. Get your clothes on. I'm on the way.
Well, let me ask you this. I'm a little older than you, but I have never in my life that I recall, I don't believe I have ever seen as much ice as we had last week.
I can remember back in the 50s when we had that really bad snowstorm.
1951.
And see, remember, it had ice. It had some ice in with it.
Oh,
that
yes.
Made it really treacherous and made trees, because we had trees break apart in our backyard from the weight.
Well, I remember that, but and I know it was bad, and it was worse because
I'm like you. I don't think it was.
I don't think it was as thick.
Yeah.
And it just I like to never got it off the windshield of my car. Well, I guess it was last Wednesday.
I really like my carport and my new garage.
Well, my garage occupies another car, and you can guess which one.
That's Mama's
it's not
car.
There you go. But she did let me have it when I couldn't get the ice off.
One of my neighbors put a blanket over her windshield.
Yeah.
And I'm just pulling out, and she's waving at me, and I thought, she's not waving to tell me hello, something's wrong. So I back up and stop. She said, can you help me get this off?
Were you able to?
Yeah, and we set it in the front yard, and it was the perfect form of her windshield. It was froze solid as a rock.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
Well, you have to have 2 people to get one off, one on each side, and you have to pop them forward a little bit.
Well, is there any danger of tearing up the windshield?
Well, it stood both of the windshield wipers up.
I would like to.
I don't think
that.
she'll do that again.
Yeah. Well, we go from one extreme to the other here. Yesterday and today too. It is so nice.
Pretty out there. Pretty muddy because of all the moisture. They've been hauling dirt out to my place, and we're not hauling right now because you can't get in and out.
Yeah.
Well, you can, but I leave about half of the mud on the road, and then the neighbors down there fuss. So we're not hauling in.
Were you open every day and have people?
Oh, we opened. We had shorter hours in the evening, and part of that was because I had to get people home and all. I started picking up at 3:30 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'd take naps during the day.
But your truck, no problem negotiating the roads and getting where you.
A few of the back roads, it got a little hairy from time to time, but I kept it in full 4-wheel, and I didn't have a problem. I know some other people that had 4-wheel automatic, so it's an adjustable slip. They had some fun, but no, I just took it slow and easy. Didn't get in a hurry. Never got really fast on anything.
And everybody's okay riding with you.
Everybody's okay riding with me. You know, put a mask on, get in, hush.
We got to hush long enough to take a break. If MJ is ready, we're ready, and it is a little past time for us to have a break here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:18. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota, they have Red Max, complete inventory, weed eaters, blowers, hedge trimmers for the commercial user and homeowner with up to a 4-year warranty. 1506 West Main. Absolute Kubota. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Traffic has picked up quite a bit, actually, in the last few minutes out here on 109 as you make your way out of Gallatin down through Wilson County towards the interstate. Wrapping up an accident, 1900 block of Hobson Pike over in Hermitage. It's starting to build pretty good here on 24 up by Harding Place. You got all that traffic coming in from Rutherford County. Check out the Andre Chicken Sandwich, now available at Princess Hot Chicken, 5814 Nolensville Pike. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
This is Bob McDonough with Cedarstone Bank. We know there are times when financial circumstances can be complicated for families and businesses, but we do not believe the solutions need to be. That's why for 15 years we've been delivering simple banking to our customers while still offering all services and products. We're thankful for our customers and the communities that we serve. If you don't bank with us, it would be our pleasure to visit with you and talk about how simple banking is simply better.
Cedarstone Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, everybody. It's springtime football with Cumberland University. I'm Tommy Bryan, and along with Bob Lee, we'll be bringing you all the exciting play-by-play action of Cumberland Phoenix football. Friday's home game features NAIA Power Georgetown at Noakes Lassiter Field. Kickoff at 6 o'clock, pregame at 5:30. All the exciting action of Cumberland University football on WANT and WCOR, Lebanon.
Coleman and Company, Uncle Pete is here. Pete Norman the fourth, Haywood Pete Norman the fourth, to be more exact. And how's your daddy doing?
He's doing good. Came up, met with me yesterday. We sat and talked. He had chicken, took food home, took 80s pie. He got to have his dessert every day. And then lady brought us some sample fried pies.
Yeah.
And I said, "You want some of these?" And he said, "Yeah, just throw me 3 or 4 in there." So he took them home last night.
Good to know he's doing well. And by the way,
yeah.
Vanderbilt, Tennessee playing basketball tonight, so I know who he's for.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
You know, I went by MJ's car a minute ago, and I could have swore I saw a UT face mask in there.
She's shaking her head no. She's about to give you what for.
She reminded me when she first came here and declared she was for the Gators. I happened to find the next day a light switch cover.
Oh.
And I brought it up and I put it on her light switch in there. So every day when she turns the lights on, she got to see UT balls and the Gators are under it.
Oh, what's it say? Vols turned me on, Gators turned me off, or something like
that. Yeah.
Oh, well, you are here really primarily talk about the
veterans.
veterans. We do this, been doing it pretty much once a month for a while, and there are certainly, and I wondered what, there's money appropriated by the federal government, and really a lot of it, but they appropriate a lot of money for anything because they got a printing press, you know. But what they do, I don't know how it filters down and so on. And we've got the state, we've got some local agencies, but then all of that doesn't seem to be enough. And you've taken the ball and run with it here, created an organization actually, and where it's tax deductible for people to make contributions and so on, trying to help people. And a lot of times veterans, as you have explained a lot better than I can, go through a rough time. They need a helping hand, and that's kind of what you've offered, it seems.
Coleman, yesterday I got a phone call at about 11:30. The Veteran Service Office had given them my phone number, said I might be able to help them. They had been living in and out of hotel rooms, doing odd jobs, so they had a place to sleep. They were out of money, out of gas, out of opportunities, and we put them in the veterans' home last night. Had to send one of the guys to get them some new sheets and blankets and pillows. They're going to stay with us for a couple of months and get back on their feet and decide which direction they're going to go. And you know, the first couple of weeks they don't have any money, so we're going to do that for free. And our funds, the Rotary clubs and all that have always given us money and always been helpful, haven't been meeting.
Yeah.
So that, you know, all of that's dried up. I had $3,900 in a fund to start to try to buy the property we're on and build some condominiums on there and build 2 houses, one for women, one for men, singles. And we're having to tap into that to pay a $589 electric bill and stuff. You know, our electric normally during the summer runs $170, $180. and we're having to get into this.
And that's not good.
Thank goodness Uncle Pete is a benevolent person, and he's helped a little bit, paid a few bills, water bills and stuff. And there's money, there's federal government money, but you got to have a dump truck to haul the paperwork. And what I have learned, the terrible thing I've learned, is there's some places in Nashville that one of the guys told me, said, well, we got this from HUD. Well, that's fine, but he's got a staff that can try to get these grants and try to do some of these things. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to try to work with a person that writes grants for this area and see if we can get some grants. But, I mean, they built some houses in Nashville. I think they've built 3 sets of them now with HUD money.
Well, let me ask you this. Sometimes the strings that are attached to government money, and especially federal government money, can be real overbearing. And,
yes.
And it is sometimes there's so much involved there, and that it's maybe not the wise thing to accept.
Yeah, and like I say, the hoops you got to jump through just to get qualified, just to do it. We've done it, but I just really believe at the bottom of my heart there is a lot of really good people. Wilson County has already given 2 cars to veterans that didn't have cars through the Veteran Service Office. Those ladies and one gentleman down there are doing fantastic jobs. They were working during the height of the pandemic and all that. They were coming in, showing up every day. If not there, they were doing it from home. They never quit. Sabrina had COVID and was still on her phone and on her computer taking care of people.
Yeah, Sabrina C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other 2 were too. Everybody was working, and people don't realize that. I had a veteran who fussed about he couldn't get in, he couldn't do this, and he couldn't do. I said, "Whoa, wait a minute, back up." I said, "Have you had COVID?" And he said, "No." And I said, "Everybody in that office has got it." I said, "You want to go down there?" I said, we can take care of this real quick. I can call one of them, come down there, and we can give you COVID. You want that? He said, "Well, no." And I said, "Then hush." Yeah. I said, "If you'll call that number, they will call you back. They might not call you back today because they're stacked up, but they'll call you back." So he called them. Then following Wednesday, he come in and he said they took care of everything I needed.
Isn't that great?
And I said, "See what I told you?"
Yeah.
And he said, I'm sorry, Uncle Pat. I said, "Don't tell me you're sorry. When they get opened up again, go down there and thank them. Take them a bunch of cookies or something. Thank them. They're the ones that did it, not me."
What is the biggest cause of the problems? We have people who maybe have been out of the service for years, but somehow they fall through the cracks. There's probably multiple reasons, but is there an overall thing?
Alcohol for my age bracket is the biggest one. Drugs for the next generation are probably the biggest ones. They get to a point where even their families get disgusted with them and just say, "I'm done. We're not going to do this anymore." And I've learned over the years, unless they're ready to do it, like Grandpa said, you can take that old mule down there to the pond to get a drink, but if he don't want to get a drink, he ain't going to stick his head in it.
That's right.
About the only way you can do that is tie a chain around him, throw it on an anvil, and toss it out in the middle of the lake. He'll go to the water. But but that's the truth. And when they finally get to the bottom, and usually we get them when nobody else wants them, and we take care of them. I've got 3 guys in there right now. I got 5 now, but I had 3 that we had during the pandemic, and I kept them fed, and we kept them warm, and we kept them going, and kept them with their appointments and everything. One of them has cancer and having to get radiation and stuff, but they were at the bottom of their barrel.
Yeah.
with no place to go. Now they're in a secure place and they're comfortable, and this community needs more places. I got families right now. I know of 3 families right now. One of them's living in a house that I wouldn't run chickens in it, but it's all they can afford.
Yeah.
And they're paying $900 a month for a 2-bedroom house, and having to heat it with kerosene, because if you turn the electric on, the electric bill to heat it's $900 last year was $900 one month. So, and I've got others that are paying $1,500 and $1,800 for a 3-bedroom house.
If you could come up with this plan you have started and still have a dream for, I think.
Yes, sir.
But maybe the grant way would.
Well, we're going to try the grant. I'm going to try writing a few people and seeing if I can do any good with getting a couple of other people on board with it. Somebody laughed the other day, but a certain singer, and I'm not going to call her name until I get a letter off to her, when she gave me a picture signed in gold, said, if is anything I can ever do for you and your veterans, let me know. Well, I guess what? I'm going to let you know. Charlie Daniels, of course, did something, and we're still, and I understand the grieving process and all that, but we still can't get his family on board. I don't want to give that fiddle away to just for nothing.
Yeah.
Because I think the fiddle is worth a lot of money, and a lot of money would help us. But I need to get it out and let people know that I have the last fiddle Charlie Daniels ever signed, and he gave it 2 days before he died to me for the veterans. The day he died, a lady from Charlie Daniels' band called me and said, for God's sakes, tell me you didn't sell that for $1 a chance. And I said, no, ma'am, we were going to do it next week. But with him dying, I sort of held off on it. Yeah. She said, there's no telling what that fiddle is worth. The one in the Country Music Hall of Fame, they say they gave over $100,000 for it 20-something years ago. That was the first one he ever signed and gave away.
Okay. And this is the last one.
This is the last one, the absolute last one. And he gave it to the guys he loved, the veterans.
Yeah. Well, hang on to that.
How much nostalgia can you put in one fiddle? And we've had 3 people now have played it, and it's mellow. It is beautiful. And it's not the brown one that he normally gives away. This is the black one that he plays.
Yeah.
So this is something. This is not just a violin. This is a Charlie fiddle.
All right. Well, we're out of time here, but I don't know. Somehow I think some good things are about to happen, Pete.
Well, you can always reach me at the truck stop or 615-804-4404. Get down in that heart and write a big check. Come out and talk to us. I'll show you what we're going to do. We got a guy that's getting ready to do the sketches. We need to help these guys. I'm 74 years old. I can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
And I want to hand it off to a younger veteran to get in there and run this thing and do something for these vets. I'm sitting on 2 pool tables that we could put in an area as a rec room for these guys and give them a place to get off the streets. Other than that, I love you, Coleman. Thank you for letting us on.
See you next time.
See you next time.
All right. That's part 1 of Coleman and Company. Keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:33. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Bates Ford, and they've got the low price tire guarantee on all tires every day. Up to 30 days after the sale, there'll be any competitor's pricing on the tires they sell. 1673 West Main. Now in traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. I'm looking at this crash up against the wall here in a tricky spot as you come out of Rutherford County 24 westbound. It's going to be here at Hickory Hollow Parkway. Yes, that's in that construction on 24 westbound. Again, all that traffic coming in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County towards Nashville. Traffic's picked up through Mount Juliet, pretty much on schedule there on I-40 going westbound. Hey, Ripley's Aquarium in the Smokies will be hosting Sleep with the Sharks coming up March 27. All the details, Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
The Pavilion Senior Living residents are inviting you to become their new neighbor. If you're looking for a sign to move, call us at 444-5556 to learn more about the details. Or go to thepavilionseniorliving.com for more information. Or better yet, just drop by 1408 Medical Center Drive right behind Denova Hospital and see for yourself. You should move here.
This is Philip Etherly with Absolute Rental and Supply. Whether it's cleaning, painting, remodeling, or simply getting better organized, we have the tools and equipment to get the job done. Scaffolding, paint sprayers, ladders, power saws, portable heaters, temporary lighting, generators, hardwood floor staplers, from wallpaper steamers to bulldozers, Absolute Rental has what you need. Call 615-443-RENT. Absolute Rental and Supply. We have what you need.
The Farm Bureau Expo is your premier location for an event of any scale, making meeting in the middle easy and accessible for event planners and guests. The Expo proudly participates in the Tennessee Pledge to allow our guests to attend events with confidence. For booking details or to explore events to attend, visit farmbureauexpo.com or check out our Facebook page at Farm Bureau Expo. We look forward to seeing you at the Farm Bureau Expo in Lebanon, Tennessee.
As you head out for the day, you can expect a mix of sun and clouds with highs climbing into the low 60s. It's going to be cooler on Thursday with temperatures topping out in the mid-50s with partly cloudy skies. Our next chance of rain moves in on Friday. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist T.J. Scott.
And we welcome you to part two of Coleman and Company here on a Wednesday morning. Philip Everly just walked in. He's ready to talk about Absolute Rental and Supply. Good morning. Good morning, Coleman. This morning it feels better out there, doesn't it?
It does. What a difference a week. It's just phenomenal how much difference there is.
The way it is in Tennessee.
That's it.
Talked to my son the other night up in Indiana, northern Indiana, actually close to Kokomo, and they had a lot more snow than we had, but it's just a way of life with them this time of year. It's unusual for us to get what we got last week.
Oh, it is. Yeah. And my wife's from Fort Wayne, Indiana up there. And so, I mean, when it gets cold, it stays cold for weeks. You know, we're always, you know, if it gets cold, gets down and below freezing for long, and you give it 2 or 3 days, we'll have some warmer weather.
Well, we usually tell everybody 2 or 3 times your telephone number, which is where most people probably start with the internet at absoluterental.com. But then if you're serious, you call 615-443-RENT, R-E-N-T, and you can make arrangements for whatever you want, reserve it. And you do a lot of business over the phone. Get started, don't you?
We do. It really is. You know, we want to have that conversation over the phone to make sure we can have the equipment when you need it, to make sure it's the right equipment for the job that you're wanting to do. And like I say, if you give us a call, normally within a couple of days, we can have whatever you're needing when you need it.
What was a change maybe yesterday with the sun coming out and you getting more phone calls? Yeah. People getting ready for spring.
Getting a little busier. It is awful wet right now with the unthawing of the ground and that snow just saturating on top of the ground and all. But you know we're getting busier. The phone's ringing more often. Propane sales have slowed down a little bit. You know, I mentioned that last Wednesday. Man, we sold propane. All last week was extremely big in selling propane. We were glad to be there to be able to help people. There was a lot of people came in. They were talking about how they ran out in the middle of the night and they were freezing cold. So we were glad to be able to be there to fill them up.
Well, that's the thing. You have enough diversity in your business that whatever the climate is, you've almost got something for that particular day or time.
We really do, and we're very blessed in that. Yeah. And
but that partly is because you've thought ahead and think of how can I have what people need any time of the year or day or whatever.
We want people coming through those doors.
Well, your location, of course, we talked about that at times in the past. Sometimes we kind of let it go. 1325 West Main Street, but it's very convenient. And now that you have moved Absolute Kubota down on the other side of the street about 3/4 of a mile, you've got even more room.
It really is, and that's a great asset as a rental company to have a big yard, a large yard. And I was talking with a gentleman just yesterday with our building. It's 10,000 square feet. So most rental yards, if you go to most rental yards, there's a small counter area that they have some small retail sales and stuff. But all the rental equipment's in the back. Everybody's like, you got to go to the back to see it. Our facility is big enough that you can get inside. We have a lot of our equipment inside. We've even had backhoes inside the building before. If I've got room, I'm going to bring a backhoe in because I want people to be able to see and showcase what we have, not have to go to the back. And, then our yard is large enough. You can get semis in and out, trailers. And that's always been a problem with a lot of rental yards. You can't get in and get hooked up and get loaded and out without being in a tight spot a lot of times. So we're very blessed to have a good-sized lot as well.
Well, it won't be long till it'll be time to do that reseeding or whatever else you do in the spring.
Put down the pre-emergence and do the aeration in the pre-emergence, and then you can do the fertilization as well.
And that's just kind of a reminder here. You probably don't want to do that today, but before long.
I always tell people Valentine's Day. That's the time that you want to start putting down your pre-emergence.
Oh, really?
And all this. Yeah. You don't want the ground temperature to get above 60, 65 degrees because that's when the crabgrass starts germinating.
Well, it's too muddy to do the
aeration.
Aeration.
Right, yeah, okay. But like I say, it's getting that time. People need to start kind of putting it on their calendars to get that done in the next couple of weeks.
All right.
Especially if we continue to get this warm weather.
Well, anything else you want to say quickly before you leave here?
No, just give us a call. Like I say, if you've got any kind of projects coming up, just give us a call and we can help you talk. And as I've said many times, if we don't have it, we can tell you where you can get it. And also a lot of times there are situations that we can recommend a contractor or somebody who may be able to do it for you.
And one more thing, too. I don't think we mentioned it today, but the pickup delivery thing, that works great for whether you're a contractor or just an individual. If you don't have the means to transport the equipment you're going to rent, you can do it for them.
Exactly.
And give them a call, 615-443-RENT. Go to the website, absoluterental.com. And have a great week. We'll see you next Wednesday.
All right, thank you.
Philip Atherley, Absolute Rental and Supply, again, 443-RENT. We're 20 and a half before the hour. Susan Shaw joins us this morning. Susan has been here a few times before. And good morning, first of all.
Good morning, Coleman.
It's nice to see you. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Good to be here.
Made it all right last week?
Yeah, I did, and I was happy to get out yesterday. It was my first time out of the house in 10 days. Went from isolation to hibernation.
I like that. Well, what are you doing? You work with the county mayor's office. What is your job description?
I'll describe it to you what I think it is. It's basically a project administrator for Mayor Hutto. And what I get to work on the fun things, a lot of the fun things. So, and serious things also, but I get to work on projects that are related to quality of life. A lot of the emphasis in the mayor's office is on the schools and public safety. And there are other things that can be done in the county that really help people, but that the taxpayer dollars don't go to as much. And I work on those type of projects.
Well, now, is yours a full-time position?
It's actually part-time. I work 3 days a week.
Okay. Well, tell us just a little bit about you. Where did you grow up?
Sure. Actually, I grew up in Chicago. And
well, you have my sympathy, but
well, I loved growing up there.
It probably was different when you were growing up.
Well, no, it wasn't different. It was very much the same, and it was a great place to grow up and learn about life and make good friends. And then I moved to go to UT, and that's where I went to college, and I graduated from UT Knoxville. And since then, I loved Chicago and loved visiting family, but I never wanted to move back there. I'm very happy living in the South.
Yeah. It is a little bit warmer here, isn't it?
Yes,
and
it
winters
is.
Aren't as severe.
And actually, last week I was having deja vu and not happy about it with all the snow.
Well, you're here for a particular mission this morning, something you're wanting to get word out about. And I know really very little about this, but hopefully we're going to find out, me and the listeners together today. Wilson Rides, Inc. And this was established last year, right?
Yes, it's really been in development over the last couple years. Like most things, it takes a little while to get it started. And Coleman, I was thinking about it, and I'm going to start at the beginning of the story, and I'm going to end at the end of chapter 1, because that's where we are.
Okay.
So if you'd like me to tell you more about that. The mayor has really had a vision for changing the face of aging in Wilson County, Mayor Hutto, and meaning that he realizes that a lot of the population is over 65, maybe over 60. I'll tell you more about those demographics, but people are in different stages in that older adult area. Some people are very mobile, are very productive, maybe have retired early. Some people are in a caregiving stage or receiving caregiving. But they need different things. They need some mental stimulation, they need some social stimulation, and then they may have needs like transportation. So we've done several things in his office to address those needs. Meanwhile, Maggie Lee is the president of Home Instead, and she also saw a need for transportation for seniors, which the mayor was looking at and talking with different groups. So they got together, and we went to the Lebanon Chamber of Commerce Healthcare Roundtable. That's a lot to say. And they got involved, and they really took this on as their project to say, let's make this work, develop a transportation service for seniors. So Wilson Rides was born with a mission to preserve the quality of life and foster a connected community for our older adults here in Wilson County by providing safe transportation to local destinations. We were slowed down a little bit by COVID because, as I said, it was started, a year and a half, 2 years ago with the concept, the thought, the vision. And then right at the point when a board was formed and we were applying for a 501c3 status, actually submitted the paperwork to the IRS, the shutdown happened. And the paperwork got stuck on an IRS desk where they were closed for at least 2 weeks. And if you can imagine, the IRS doesn't seem to move all that quickly to begin with. but in their...
Unless you owe them.
Unless you owe them, and we didn't know. But in their defense, we got our 501c3 status at the end of April last year. So that really propelled us forward. Also, Mayor Hutto introduced us to the GNRC, the Greater Nashville Regional Council, and they've been very supportive and really helping us get this moving. So still, we couldn't get off the ground until we hired an executive director, which we just did very recently, and that also prompted me to come here and tell you more about it because we're moving forward very quickly.
Okay, we are at about the time we take a break. Susan Shaw is here. We've got more to talk about concerning Wilson Rides after this break here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:46, so see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Bates Ford, and they've got that regular oil change. It's only $24.95 up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. A couple of different accidents scattered up and down 24 westbound here before you get to Bell Road at Sloan.
Gregory Dental in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from University Medical Center. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on a compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
I'm Randy Salas, inviting you to listen to me and Jake Hood as we broadcast the 2021 Cumberland University baseball season. You won't want to miss any of the action in Coach Woody Hunt's final season at the helm of the Phoenix. All home games will be broadcast this year, weekday games on WCOR 1490 AM and weekend and night games on both WCOR and WANT FM 98.9. All games can be seen and heard on GoCumberlandAthletics.com at no charge, and you can also get your scheduling information there. Congratulations, Coach Woody Hunt, and go Phoenix.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. We do have Susan Shaw here this morning out of Mayor Hutto's office. Wilson Rides. Rides, Inc. And you did get your 501c3.
Yes, we're a nonprofit. Mm-hmm.
Now, you were telling us you have someone just recently been selected to head this up, I believe.
Yes, we're really happy that we've welcomed Galen Wilson as executive director, and she just started February 1st. So this is like hot off the press, Coleman.
Well, we like that. Get a scoop every once in a while.
Yeah, it's a scoop for you. But we're really happy. Galen she was vice president of development at, I'm going to screw this up, Galen, I'm sorry, National Pro Fast Pitch Ladies Softball.
Mm-hmm.
And she was also just the most recent past chairman of the Mount Juliet Chamber of Commerce and also past chairman of Leadership Wilson. So she's got some great qualifications and experience and skills, and she's got good fundraising skills. But I'll tell you what, I've never seen somebody so action-oriented. I can tend to be a little bit of a procrastinator. She's the exact opposite. She's getting things done very quickly.
Well, what you kind of told the goal here. Well, one of the things, it takes some money to get this done. Where are you going to be maybe submitting application for grants, or how are you going to fund this?
We definitely will, and we already have. And I'm starting at the end of the chapter. I said I wanted to let you know what we're thankful for. And we've got some things. We've got some support from the GNRC,
Mm-hmm.
A grant that we have. And the issue is always that every nonprofit deals with, it's a reimbursable, so you have to spend in order to get. And so we've been struggling for the last several months on getting money in so that we can have some cash flow. But we were really fortunate at the end of last year of 2020, Famous Footwear came in and gave us a $5,000 donation. John Holler is the general manager, and he came out with that. And that just enabled us to move forward, establish our banking relationship, and have the cash flow needed to start the operations.
Mm-hmm.
And that enabled us to hire Galen, along with some individual donors. So,
well, I might need to ask Ms. Wilson, but I'm wondering, are you going to start very small and then maybe see it grow? I mean, we say we crawl before we walk. Is that kind of where we are now?
I guess in a way you could describe it that, but it's not going to be a real slow crawl. We do hope to start offering rides by the end of May. So we've got some really aggressive goals right now for both fundraising and just getting operations up. We need volunteers. I'll tell you more about that.
Mm-hmm.
Volunteer drivers. And what we're looking for is starting with a pool of maybe 25 drivers signed up to commit to driving a couple of days a week and offering rides by late spring. And we're hoping that we can have maybe completed 250 round trip rides in the first year.
Now, is this set up to be no tax, no money coming out of the government coffers? Now, I mean, or will there be maybe some appropriation done? But I'm just wondering, taxpayers might wonder, are we going to have to take this over?
Yeah, no, great question. And absolutely, this is intended not to get into the tax dollars at all. And Wilson Rides, that's why it's a completely separate nonprofit organization. I'm the liaison from the mayor's office, and I sit on the board because I helped found it and get it started. And I'm an active board member, and I really enjoy doing that and giving back. But no taxpayer dollars. However, when we will apply for grants from all different organizations, and we will be looking for sponsors and donors, and we will most likely make application to the Health and Welfare Fund that they give out small grants to a lot of nonprofits. So we will make application to that.
Well, I'm wondering maybe a couple of things here as to, I mean, you definitely have seen a need for this, and probably there's been people even calling the mayor's office and asking these questions about how can I get transportation and the different things. I'm wondering, are we copying this at all from maybe a program somebody else has started somewhere else, or is this something that is totally different, a unique, one-of-a-kind, first-time thing?
It will be unique, but we are also using another program as a model. And Both Mayor Hutto and Maggie Lee were both familiar with Senior Ride Nashville, and Maggie Lee sat on the Council of Aging, so she was very familiar. So that is definitely...
I'm not familiar with that at all, but this will be something maybe a little bit similar to that?
It's modeled on that.
Okay.
And the rides will be, it's starting out at a crawl, it will be within Wilson County, just within Wilson County to start out with. But there are different opportunities to expand wherever we see a need, where people need private transportation. And this will be, it's a little bit unique from some other things like Mid-Cumberland Transit, where the person will call and schedule their ride, or go online, schedule their ride ahead of time. They may need a 4-hour block. They may need to go 2 or 3 places, maybe a doctor's appointment, maybe Dollar General, or a grocery store or bank or something like that, or to get a shot. The driver will pick them up, will take them to their first destination, stay with them, take them to their second destination, stay with them, take them home. So they will not leave them and the person has to call for a pickup later. They are with them for the round trip. And that is a big difference. Also, people need to be ambulatory. So Mid-Cumberland can take people with wheelchairs. We will not, at least not at the beginning.
Well, and you're hoping to have this going by, did you say, the end of May?
Yes.
Well, volunteers are going to play a great role in this then.
Yes.
How are you going to get a pool of volunteers established here? Because you're probably going to have to do a little bit of screening, make sure that they meet the requirements and that sort of thing.
Yes, and we're recruiting from every place imaginable. We've talked to every Rotary group and Kiwanis in the fall. And Galen lives out in Mount Juliet, and we'll recruit from Del Webb. She says there are a lot of people there that want to drive. And we were told that, like the fire department or WEMA, when they have some days off because they might work a few days and have several days off and might want to do something like that. So we have areas where we know we'll recruit, and we'll get the word out to recruit anybody that wants to kind of give back and likes to drive and would like to be around seniors.
So you don't feel that will be just an enormous problem in getting at least a small pool of volunteers, maybe even a larger one?
Yeah, no, we don't feel like it'll be a problem. It's not an obstacle. It's more of it's a good challenge. And we know how to address it. There will be driver orientation. There will be background checks. We will check MVRs. And people need to have a good running car. A driver needs to be over 21 years of age. So we want to make sure that it's safe for everybody, too.
Will the drivers be donating their time and cost of gasoline, cost of running the car?
They will, but they can get mileage reimbursement. That is something that for a nonprofit, that when you drive your car for a nonprofit, you can get mileage reimbursement.
Okay.
So yeah, it is volunteer though. It is definitely volunteering their time.
There's no money involved as far as paying for this. You're totally volunteering your time, but you might be reimbursed for your expenses.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, how does somebody volunteer? I mean, if somebody hearing this they like this idea, to call a mayor's office, or can you do this online? How?
Right now, it is, Galen is working on setting up a website, which will probably be ready in a week or so. And I'm going to give you that when that is out. But for now, they can call me at the mayor's office, 615-444-1383, or you can call Galen or reach her by email. And her phone number is 615-207-8117. So we're all keeping lists. If anybody contacts us, we're writing down their name and number and funneling it to Galen.
Mm-hmm. Trying to think of anyone who would. I don't think there'd be anybody who'd really be opposed to this. Any drawbacks, problems to overcome, and I can't really imagine anybody that would not be for this, even if they don't want to be a volunteer. I mean, I can't see anything wrong in your mission here and what you're trying to do, because people do need help with transportation, and especially if they can't transport themselves.
That's right. And, to give the drivers, the people that want to volunteer, a little bit of more confidence, I want to let you know that we will be doing home evaluations. So when somebody wants to sign up with the ride service, we will send somebody out to their home to evaluate, to meet them, to see how mobile they are, to kind of get an idea of their needs. And so we'll do that on the rider side of it also.
Well, now, once this gets going, you anticipate people having a need on a regular basis, and maybe getting their week planned every Tuesday or every Thursday or whatever. It's going to be that's when they're going to have the need, and it's going to kind of be there for them each week. Is that the idea? That's
an ideal situation. We don't know. Everybody will have a different situation, but a benefit of that is that we're anticipating that these people that need the rides, they're probably pretty isolated. 6% of the seniors in Wilson County don't have a car or don't drive, and 20% of them live alone, and that's out of a population of about 24,000 people over 65. So for them to get a driver, and they can maybe request the same one, they can build a relationship, no matter what. They have a social interaction with driving their car because they're doing it because they want to be there and help our seniors.
Well, as far as what sort of patterning this after, at least looking at what they've done in Nashville, are there any things maybe they've had to overcome or to something you want to avoid, a mistake they made in the beginning?
Definitely, we want to learn from others for sure.
Yeah, I do, but there's nothing comes to mind. That evidently has been pretty successful for them.
Financially, we need to get ahead of the curve on that because we are keeping this a very low fee service. We don't want it's got to be less. Right now, there's a taxi service available in Lebanon, not in Mount Juliet. There's really not much available, but we want to keep this a low fee service, which means we need other donations and sponsorships and grants to keep the operation going and to be able to offer it. And the other thing is, I think with COVID happening, over the last year, it's probably been a challenge. People haven't wanted to get out, or they're afraid to get out. So we need to make sure the cars are sanitized and people are wearing masks as needed, and social distancing and precautions. So
yeah, I guess with the vaccine becoming more readily available, we're kind of looking on out here and thinking, well, that's going to be over before long. Hopefully it's going to be over. It may be a little longer than some of us are thinking it might be, but you have to take that into consideration.
Absolutely. And you know what, Coleman, I want to also give a shout out when you asked me who was helping us. Our logo was developed by a visionary design group. Colette Stoffel reached out and said, hey, what can we do to help? And so, at the beginning, when you're starting out as a nonprofit, those things are so meaningful. It just makes a difference so that we can let people know who we are.
Well, she's really good at that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're in our last minute. You want to wrap it up? Anything else you want to tell us quickly here?
Yeah, I want to, I didn't tell you about our board member. Sean Dozier was here yesterday, and he's on our board. We have a super qualified board that really participates. Tracy Pope and Greg Butler, Joe Shade, Bryson Eubanks, and Adam Maxwell, in addition to great leadership from Maggie Lee. So I really want people to call us, 615-444-1383. Call me at the mayor's office if you want more information. And also, if anybody needs information on COVID, although the Tennessee Department of Health is the authority on vaccinations, we have information, and if people need that, they should also call us.
All right. Well, I think we're ending on just right here. It's almost 8 o'clock. Susan, thanks for being with us, and we'll have you back later on, find out how it's going. How's that?
Thanks a lot, Coleman.
Susan with Wilson Rides and Susan Shaw, we appreciate your visit, and I hope you'll have a nice rest of the day and join us tomorrow for Coleman and Company. Till then, I wish you a wonderful day.